Welcome to all. Myself Binoy, Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Vedavyasan Institute of Technology. For the Tech Talk, my topic is High Temperature Thermal Barrier Coatings from Recycled Fly Ash Cyanospheres. The coal power plants produce almost 41% of global electricity. In addition to the electricity, these plants also produce a waste material because of the non-combustible mineral portion of the coal. That material is composed of microscopic flakes and hollow spheres of malite, which are called fly ash cyanospheres. Malite is a promising material as a coating because of its excellent corrosion resistance, high thermal stability, its permanence in severe chemical environments, and its low thermal conductivity. When compared to the currently thermal protective coatings, which are based on yttrium stabilized zircon, it has a coefficient of thermal expansion much lower. The ceramic particles in fly ash consist of the main structures are the first types of particles are solid and are called precipitator. The second type of particles are hollow and are called cyanospheres. Then we can say that a cyanosphere is a lightweight, inert, hollow sphere made largely of silica and alumina and filled with air or inert gas. Typically produced as a byproduct of coal combustion at thermal power plants. The color varies from grey to almost white and their density is about 0.4 to 0.8 gram per centimeter cube. This is a representation of the fly ash cyanospheres. Globally, coal-fired power plants produce almost 500 million tons of fly ash each year. The recoverability of this fly ash depends the manner in which it is disposed. In addition, there are regulations related with the areas can be used to place such waste. The fly ash disposed of in a monofill or holding pond likely would be suitable for the beneficial use because it has generally not been combined with other materials. In 2007, only the United States of America produced 131 million tons of coal combustion products, while 43% of this were used beneficially. Nearly 75 million tons were disposed of. It is clear that by using ashes instead of disposing of it in landfills are avoiding the environmental degradation and energy costs associated with mining virgin materials. This deals with an extensive study of thermophysical properties of thermal barrier coatings based on the recycled fly ash cyanospheres and their thermal behavior beyond room temperature. In addition to this aim of this, here an extending applications of recycled fly ash cyanospheres in areas other than filler materials or in the concrete industry in order to reduce the environmental problems related with the disposal. The high temperature thermal barrier applications requires materials which can withstand increasing temperature. And its applications, the main applications such as gas burners, molten metal filters, kitchen stoves, and many other are subjected to thermal distributions which could induce micro cracking by thermal expansion. Therefore, it is important to know the high temperature behavior of thermophysical properties such as specific heat, thermal diffusivity, thermal effusivity, thermal conductivity, which are involved in this phenomena. For this experiment, the procedure is like this. For thermal diffusivity measurements, the cylindrical samples of 1 centimeter in a diameter of fly ash cyanosphere and fly ash specimens were prepared by uniaxial pressure of at about 250 megapascal. Next, the specimens were sintered at 1000, 1100 and 1200 degrees centigrades during 3 hours with heating rates of 5 K per minute. It is important to note that the uniaxial pressure doesn't affect the spherical structure of the cyanospheres in FAC samples. You know, FAC is the fly ash cyanospheres. The laser flash analysis. This is a method was used to do the thermal diffusivity measurements, which involves subjecting the entire front surface of the sample to a very short burst of energy from carbon dioxide laser. The specimen's surface were gold coated to prevent the laser transmission and to ensure a good absorption of the IR energy. An IR detector monitors the temperature increment of the opposite side of the sample. Then the thermal diffusivity is calculated from the temperature rise versus the time profile in the temperature range from 298 Kelvin to 1173 Kelvin. The differential scanning calorimetry, that's the DSC, measurements to obtain the specific heat were carried out for the FAC and FA powders at a heating rate of 10 kilo per minute in a dry argon atmosphere. In this equipment, the cell contains a unique sensor that allows detection and compensation of resistance and capacitance imbalances that can negatively affect the baseline's flatness, sensitivity, and resolution. The differential scanning calorimetry module records the time dynamics heat flow during the sample heating, allowing for the determining specific heat capacity. The sample density was determined from the volume mass measurements. The volume was calculated with the dimensions of the specimens, the diameter of 1 cm and thickness measured with a vernier caliper instrument. Then the thermal conductivity and thermal effusivity were obtained directly from the equation K is equal to alpha Cp into rho. And another equation, effusivity, E is equal to alpha raised to 1 by 2 Cp into rho. Respectively, through these equations, by multiplying the experimental values of the thermal diffusivity, the specific heat and the density of the fly ash specimens determined. The thermal expansion coefficients for the FAC and FA samples were also measured by using the dilatometer in a temperature range from 300 to 1473 Kelvin and heating rate of 10 K per minute. To perform this test, additional cylindrical samples with length of 40 mm and diameter of 1 cm were prepared by uniaxial pressure under 125 MPa. Then next is the results and the graph which shown the temperature versus specific heat capacity for the FA and FAC samples. From this, the temperature dependence of the specific heat capacity is in the line with the typical behavior of the solid materials. At low temperatures, it can be observed the tendency to the T3 low behavior. For high temperatures, the specific heat increases rapidly to the constant high temperature limit predicted for the polyatomic solids. The specific heat capacity values of FAC samples are higher than the values of FA samples due to the presence of high content of Fe2O3. This is a representation of the thermal expansion coefficient versus the temperature graph for the FAC and FA samples as a function of the temperature. That's the representation. From this, the change in dimensions is a result of an increase in the amplitude of vibration between the atoms in the materials. Both materials present similar temperature behaviors. The main difference between the FAC and FA materials takes place in the range of 320 to 570 degree Kelvin, where a significant expansion is seen for the FA because of the alpha beta transition of the high temperature polymorphic from the silica. This happens due to the low density and the high specific volume of the high temperature phase. The thermal expansion coefficients observed in the temperature range were 10.2 into 10 raised to minus 6 and 6.3 into 10 raised to minus 6 degree per degree centigrade for FA and FAC samples. For 840 to 1500 degree Kelvin, the correspondence thermal expansion coefficients of Fa and FAC were 5.96 into 10 raised to minus 6 and 6.13 into 10 raised to minus 6 per degree centigrade. Other changes in the materials occur at temperatures of 1390 and 1410 Kelvin for Fa and FAC samples, where the samples begin to shrink very fast because of the sintering in the presence of liquid. The next one is the representation, that's the temperature versus thermal diffusivity for the FAC and FA samples sintered at different temperatures. So the square one represents the FSC at 1200 degree centigrade that's sintered, and the round which represents a temperature level 1100 degree centigrade, and the triangle represents 1000 degree centigrade. From these graphs, it depends on the densification degrees of the specimens. The thermal diffusivity values of FAC and FA denser specimens that's sintered at 1200 degrees centigrade turn out to be higher for the whole temperature range in the comparison with diffusivity of the samples sintered at lower temperature, that's the 1000 and 1100 degrees centigrade. Besides, the thermal diffusivity values for FAC and FA are almost temperature independent, and it can be observed that these values are nearly constant in the whole temperature range, varying from 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 to 7 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter square per second, and 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 to 5 into 10 raised to minus 7 meter square per seconds for FAC and FA respectively. The FAC samples shown slightly higher thermal diffusivity values than the FA samples. The possible reason is related to the air-filled core. Air shows thermal diffusivity values as high as that of the metals, and which helps to enhance the diffusivity of FAC samples. Then this one represents the thermal effusivity as a function of the temperature for FAC and FA samples sintered at different temperature levels. From this, it can be observed that it depends on the specimen's densification as well. Thermal effusivity values for FAC and FA are temperature dependent, and these values change in the whole temperature range from 170 to 550 meters square per second, and from 400 to 900 meters square per second for FAC and FA samples respectively. Therefore, FA samples present higher effusivity values than the FAC samples. It could be due to the air-filled cores in FAC samples. In this case, air has a very low thermal effusivity values in comparison with the other materials. The high thermal effusivity values in FA samples means that under transient conditions, they could extract more heat than the FAC samples. This is a representation for the thermal conductivity as a function of the temperature for FAC and FA samples sintered at different temperature levels. And the next one represents the thermal conductivity as a function of temperature for FAC and FA samples sintered at different temperatures. From this, FAC coatings show lower thermal conductivity than the FA coatings due to the hollow nature of the cenospheres, which limits the heat transfer. The minimum thermal conductivity values at 1200 Kelvin are approximately 0.17 watts per meter Kelvin and 0.32 watts per meter Kelvin for FAC and FA samples sintered at 1000 degrees centigrade respectively. These values are relatively lower than the values reported for the highly disordered oxides such as fused silica and yttria stabilized zirconia, that is the representation YSZ, which are currently the main materials used as the thermal barrier coatings nowadays. For instance, the thermal conductivity of YSZ means yttria stabilized zirconia as a function of grain size. It has been measured up to 500 Kelvin with values ranging from 1.2 watts per meter Kelvin to 2.3 watts per meter Kelvin. Therefore, the FAC and FA materials here reported present lower values of thermal conductivity at higher temperatures. For the conclusion, according to the high temperature behavior of thermophysical properties, thermal barrier coatings based on the recycled fly ash cyanosphere and fly ash sintered at 1000 degrees centigrade could be regarded as effective thermal insulators with thermal conductivity values as low as 0.17 watts per meter Kelvin and 0.32 watts per meter Kelvin respectively at 1200 Kelvin. Besides this, the thermal diffusivity and thermal effusivity behavior guarantees an excellent performance during unsteady state operations. The samples with low thermal expansion coefficients of 5.96 into 10 raised to minus 6 and 6.13 into 10 raised to minus 6 per degree centigrade for FA and FAC respectively were obtained. This result is important in order to reduce the micro cracking present at high temperatures due to the thermal expansion. In general, we can conclude from the high temperature measurements and apparent high thermal stability presented in recycled fly ash cyanosphere and fly ash thermal barrier coatings, which confirms their potentiality is as the thermal insulator for the high temperature applications. Thank you.